Today's question is gonna be, will Daniel be ready for the rematch, the unavoidable rematch between him and Mike Barnes? We're talking Cobra Kai here. Hope you enjoy. What's up, boys and girls? This is Finn Jimfield. Hope you're having a smashing day. This is your first time to the channel. You know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and hit that like button, and you know the rest. And for the rest of you, by the way, thank you for joining me once again. It means a lot. Seriously. Okay. First of all, I know that there are some of you who really don't want me to make these Mike Barnes videos, and I get that. Like, sometimes I have to agree that some Mike Barnes videos that I've done in the past, maybe I've done it a bit overboard. But the thing is, they're popular. For some strange reason, a lot of people are very interested in Mike Barnes. And I, for one, you know, I love to entertain. I love to talk about stuff that people are interested in. So that's why I make these videos, you know. So let's get to it. So there was a fight in Karate Kid Part 3 where like, a lot of people will argue that technically, yes, Daniel beat Mike Barnes, but he wasn't the real good fighter. I mean, Mike Barnes was basically tricked by kata, which is kind of interesting considering he was a black belt that apparently he had never seen kata before, which is kind of weird. But maybe, I don't know, maybe in the 80s they didn't really do that much kata. I don't know. I really don't. This is not my area of expertise. I do know, however, that he did lose. Like, he did seem very confused when he saw Daniel making his kata moves. And I don't think that's gonna work again. So, like, we're gonna leave kata wherever it is. It's not gonna work this time. No, this will be, if there is also the aspect when people say that, you know, Daniel really was the worst fighter when he was fighting Mike Barnes, because Mike Barnes, he was just whooping his butt, you know, point after point, taking point after point, just toying with him, just playing with him. A lot of people will say that's because Mike Barnes was karate's bad boy, he was national champions, yada yada. And I agree with that to some extent, except I've made this argument before in the past in previous videos that Daniel was under the influence, no, not that kind of influence. He was under the influence of basically fear. He was paralyzed. He could not block, he could not kick, he could not punch, because his mind was still in that Quicksilver thing. He was in shock. Like, he was terrified. He was absolutely terrified. He was scared and he could not fight. The moment Miyagi took the fear from him by, you know, sort of influencing him to focus Daniel-san, you know, and that's when Daniel stood up and started to hit back. Actually, he only needed to make one move to beat Mike Barnes. That'll tell you something. But, you know, they're adults now. Fear won't work, both of them. Like, if you think about it, like when Daniel faces Johnny, he's not afraid anymore. Like, he beat him once, he's not gonna fall for it again. My guess is that if he meets Mike Barnes, it's going to be the same kind of thing. Whatever Mike Barnes will do, whatever kind of shenanigans he'll try to pull, you know, doing a loud booming voice and, you know, being all powerful and, you know, beating his chest and all, it just will not work. All right, Daniel has got his beat together. Like, it's not gonna influence him one way or the other. So if the two were to fight, it would really be skill against skill. And that's really interesting. That's the kind of interesting thing I would think, because that would be the straightest fight ever. What I mean to say by that is, like, it will be a really technical fight. Sort of, if you think about it, sort of like the first tournament that Karate Kid won, when Daniel was just chopping wood, just going through all of them. Like, I know I did the high thing, but he was really just doing it. He was just going right through all those Cobra Kais. Then he met, you know, Johnny, and, you know, Bobby tried to trick him, didn't work, but then, you know, Daniel relied on his technique and he beat them. And he beat him. Like, he's beaten everyone. People will tell you, like, you know, that, you know, oh, Daniel was lucky. Oh, he beat him with the baby rattle. You know, Chosen would have beaten him. Oh, Mike would have beaten him. But they didn't. All right. And then, of course, there is the Miyagi demon sorcerer theory, which I find hysterical. I just love that theory. But no, what would happen here would be a straight technical fight between Mike Barnes and Daniel. And when we're talking about that sort of fighting, we can't really rely on Cobra Kai versus Miyagi anymore, because a lot of people will probably agree with me that Mike Barnes probably wasn't, technically speaking, Cobra Kai. Now, I know I made a video on this where I basically say that Mike Barnes is Cobra Kai, but he wasn't trained originally from Cobra Kai, or at least that's the popular opinion. I'm still a bit hazy on that. Like, I'm not absolutely certain of it, because I think Cobra Kai could have been spread out all through the valley. Maybe it was national. I have no idea. But my point is still, from a technical standpoint, who would win? Now, just judging from what I've seen, like, Mike Barnes was very offensive, and his thing was fear. And I've mentioned this so many times before. Fear was his great power. That's what he did. He put fear into the opponent, sort of like Dutch did. And that's what gave him the leverage that he needed to, take over. He was basically dominating the opponents that way. And this is not something new. This is not something that's, reserved for movies. This works in reality. This works in, MMA, ultimate fighting, boxing, all sorts of sports actually. Teams like, why the Yankees win year after year. It's the stripes. It's the psychological benefit. It works. It really works. But the question is, would it work today? And I say, hell no. Daniel would not let himself get bullied again. Like, whatever happened in the past, like, if you think about it, maybe if Terry Silver hadn't been in the picture, like, I know it would be a completely different storyline, but my point is, like, if it would have been just a straightforward fight between Daniel in the tournament, between Daniel and Mike Barnes, had he not been psychologically worked out, through the entire movie, maybe things would have been looking completely different. Maybe Daniel would have been like, yeah, okay, I get it, you're a bully, nice, but I've been a bully before. I just have to get my baby rattle thing going. I just have to do my kata. You got nothing against me. Got nothing against me, bro. So I'm just gonna, and I'm thinking, again, Karate Kid 3 was a psychological breakdown of Daniel. That's what the whole movie was about. And in the end, he overcame that fear and just whooped Mike Barnes' butt in one move. Now, a lot of fans here, a lot of Mike Barnes fans, Team Mike Barnes, they will say, no, Mike Barnes would hand him his ass. Maybe. We'll see. We'll just see. But my take on it is, I don't really think that's gonna happen. I really don't. I think that Daniel is definitely gonna whoop Mike Barnes' butt this time, like, straightforward. The only thing would be if Mike Barnes finds a way to put fear into him somehow. Maybe, I mean, there are so many approaches he could do, but some kind of like a Quicksilver maneuver. Basically, when I say Quicksilver maneuver, I mean some kind of, I don't know, maybe something like getting his daughter to train for Mike Barnes, for instance. You know what I mean? Like, making him the popular fighter, making Mike Barnes, maybe, what if Mike Barnes basically makes himself Sam's Mr. Miyagi, and Sam goes to Mike Barnes and just trains for him, and maybe, I don't know, like, maybe that would just give the psychological advantage that he would have. And maybe in the fight between the two, maybe it would be more about the fact that his own daughter, Daniel's daughter, is rooting for his opponent. Maybe that would be the psychological edge that Mike Barnes would be looking for. And it seems to me that's the kind of a fighter he is. He's always looking for that edge, that, advantage over the opponent. And I think that if that happens, Daniel, like, every person has a weakness. That's the thing. I don't care what it is, any kind of game or any kind of sport, if you have an opponent, you have to, go for your strengths, and you have to, not let the opponent see your weaknesses. And it's pretty obvious that Daniel's weakness is his family. That's the situation for most of us. I, like, you guys who have families, it. Like, anyone talks about your families, your mind just goes through the window. you're like locked out, you can't make a move, and that's the kind of advantage that Mike Barnes would be going for. He would basically be going for Daniel's family. I'm absolutely certain of it that that would be his objective, what he would be going for. But again, you know, this is just my thought, my theory. I could be wrong on it. Let me know in the comment section below what you think, and it will be really awesome. Oh, before I forget, yeah, the Let's Get Lost contest, it's not gonna win itself. You know, you guys have to figure out what's in it, because I'm starting to get a bit tired of having that box lying around here. Like, someone is gonna have to figure out what's in it. You know, seriously, like, do me a favor, like, guess in the comment section below what's in it, and it's yours. Come on. Okay. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, let me know in the comment section below, and hit that like button, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hopefully tomorrow. Take care. Okay, that was it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, see that like button, smash it! And I got some freakishly awesome videos coming up. Better subscribe so you don't miss a beat. I'll see you later. Peace.